Hi, in this video I will show you how I installed a Pella Storm door. This is a right hinge installation. They can be installed in both ways, to swing left or right. In my case, the hinges had to go to the right hand side. The instructions are very good with the graphics, but they're somewhat complicated, being too broad. And the installment actually shows the left hinge side installation, so I had to flip over everything in my head. The frame itself comes with the screen already installed, so I removed that and placed the glass that also comes with the door. You would have to take out the trim on the side that's holding the screen, and then once you install the glass, you put those back and then add the trim that goes onto the side of the door. While the frame is on the floor, it's a good idea to install the bottom part that can be adjusted onto the frame. This is a bracket that has a rubber part on the bottom, and it will protect the bottom side from breeze. You would just attach it like that, and after you install the frame onto the door jambs, then you can screw it in while adjusting the threshold on the bottom. Here we have the door standing up, and this is just the way that it's gonna go. There is a little bracket including the packaging that lets you drill a first hole for the frame depending on what side you're using it on. It has clear markings. That way you can just put it up there on the top, make a little marking, and then drill a hole and let the screw, don't let the screw go in all the way, leave 3/8 of an inch so you can hang the door like this. So you hang it up there and leave it loose there, and go to the bottom and screw that one in, and then do everything else, all the other 6 screws that are left. Then you close the door and do the outside too. After that you grab the upper bracket, put it in like so over the top, and the door frame will hold it in place. That way you can just put in those 3 screws that go on the top. This is a left side bracket in my case, and there are 2 brackets that go on the bottom of each side. This is the one that's left. You push it in like that and you align it to the door. Make sure the upper part is touching the corner, and you just screw in the 6 screws. Now on this side you only do it from the outside, you don't do it from the inside the slab. The deadbolt here, or the handle, you have to buy separately for the Pella doors, and you can choose 3 colors. I think I chose satin, and I think it's a ripple for $50, but still you have to purchase it separately. There are some instructions that come with it. They are okay, I suppose, and you just have to make sure that everything fits nicely and tight, and you should be okay. I had no problems installing this handle. There is a little plate that goes, you will see that later, on the left side bracket that I use, where this handle and the lock meet the door jamb. That plate, it's kind of lifted up, and it lets the lock work that way. The instructions did not have that part. It didn't say anything about that, but I think that's what it's supposed to do. anyway, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to shut the door or lock it. I use a power drill for everything, even though I shouldn't be for jobs like these, but I'm a little lazy, so I try to be careful and do it very slowly. Now it's time for the inside brackets that will let the door open and shut. You measure 1.5 inches from the upper and the bottom side, and you use 4 screws provided. You put them in there. There's a little bracket too that holds it right there in the place next to the framing bracket, so you know exactly where to drill. I couldn't show it to you because I had to do it from the inside, but you just measure 1.5 inches from the bottom and use the bracket to mark it from the sides. You have to use this pin, and the plastic part will just snap from the upper part on those brackets that are on the door jamb. You just push it in and it will click. You have to close the door and then go to the inside of the house and then screw it to the frame. You can't do it from the outside, otherwise you will mess up the way it works. So you just use the pin provided, put it there, and go back in and screw it in from the inside. This is the little plate that I was telling you about earlier. This is the only way you'll be able to lock the door, and instructions don't have that part at all. But it's not that hard to figure out. Now here I am on the inside putting these 2 screws. It's very easy, you don't have to mark anything, you just close the door and place the bracket onto the frame, and you just make sure everything is level and you just screw it in. After that, there are 3 tiny pieces of trims. They're really narrow, and you just lock them onto the outsides to cover those screws so you're not able to see them. Do the upper part too. I don't have that recorded, but it's same as on the sides. There's something about a weather strip in instructions, but there was no weather strip included. I'm not sure if that was a mistake or it's another model, but there was nothing like that included. So once you clean this door, everything is shiny, it's ready to go. You open it up and then use your foot and push it down and it will lock it. If you want to close the door, you just push it a little out and it will go back in by itself. Thanks for watching, and make sure you subscribe to the channel.